Obvious reason Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce won't last. They're arguably the biggest couple in the world right now, but Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have one major obstacle. Guys, I don't know if you've heard, but Taylor Swift is in town. I know, she really flew under the radar with that news, but I promise you, she's here and her new fella Travis Kelce is too. It got me thinking about them intimately. And I realized that Tay, just like me, has really enjoyed some dating eras. See what I did there? Eras. Oh Jana, you were a riot. There was the long and lanky English lad era. We're talking Harry Styles, Joe Alwyn and Tom Hiddleston. I quite liked this for her. She could hide out in the romantic English countryside when she needed respite from being a big famous pop star. She could pop into quaint local pubs for a G&T and a bit of banter. Perhaps pop into H&M for a cute date night outfit. I get it. I've enjoyed a brief stay in that era. I mean, anyone who has watched Peaky Blinders has suddenly found themselves shamelessly drawn to a rough English twang. Throw in a hint of tweed and a newsboy cap and I'll be chatting you up faster than Pepe Le Pew. Then there was the actor era. Taylor Lautner and Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm just sad she never hooked up with Brad Pitt post his divorce because that would have been quite the trifecta. I still remember my brief fling with a former soap star. Lord, that man was unhinged, but I miss the theatrics of it all. Sure, it can be a bit tedious sharing the spotlight and constantly feeding their fragile egos, but with drama comes passion. A fine era to think upon fondly. Then we come to the musician era. Matt Healy, John Mayer, Joe Jonas. God have mercy on any gal who can turn down a man holding a guitar or banging on some drums. I personally loved this era for Taylor and myself. I remember dating a drummer for a while. I'm not sure if it was the drums, the eye contact while he drummed, or that fine sense of rhythm that he also brought to the bedroom, but that was certainly a fun era to visit. Which then brings us to Travis. The footballer era. Safe to say, I've enjoyed this era once or twice. Okay, 3 times. So sue me. I like muscles. That's why I can say without a doubt that this relationship will be simply that, an era, not a lifetime. Oofed, I can hear the Swifties coming for me now. But trust me on this, my friendship bracelet wearing readers, it's not going to last. She comes from a creative background, she's a glorious musical magician at heart, and he kicks a ball, and tackles, and dives. She sits in her bedroom writing songs and playing with fluffy cats. He chugs beer and talks sports with the boys. Although to be fair, they both wear a sequined outfit rather well. Did you see the suit he wore to the Super Bowl? Very, sparkly. But listen, as someone who has sat through many a date with a sporty person, searching for anything to discuss that we may have in common, I can tell you right now this relationship is built on lust, and more lust. They're not discussing Freud, or love languages, or unpacking the secret meaning behind some of the best song lyrics of all time. No, instead he's asking her if she thought he looked electric on the field. That is a direct quote, if we are to believe those zany lip readers on TikTok, and asking if she caught his touchdown in the third quarter. And she's just admiring his muscles and twinkly blue eyes. But you can't deny that we all saw the look of pure glued to her face when he sang off-key the lyrics to "You've Got to Fight for Your Right to PAAAARRRRTY." Girl, I've been there. If we were to bring this back to high school days, it's the equivalent of the jock dating the music nerd. They do not mesh. She is someone who hangs out with Ed Sheeran for heaven's sake. So yes girl, you enjoy this jock era you currently find yourself in, but I personally hope you return to the creative tribe who bring you life. The ones who share song credits on your album for your incredible collaborations. The ones who can turn a melody into a love song. That's who I see for you, and come to think of it, I wouldn't mind that either. Hey John Mayer, hit me up. Let's make some sweet, sweet music together. Jana Hawking is a columnist and collector of kind of boyfriends. New tickets released for Taylor Swift's sold-out Sydney show. Eager Taylor Swift fans desperate for a ticket to her sold-out Sydney shows have had their prayers answered 24 hours out from the gig. Eager Taylor Swift fans desperate for a ticket to her sold-out Sydney shows will be counting their blessings after new tickets were announced 24 hours out from her next stadium gig. Frontier Touring confirmed on X, formerly known as Twitter, that final Sydney tickets would go on sale from 4 p.m. on Thursday. One fan said, if they don't get tickets, they would cry. Another said they had never been happier in their life after hearing the news more tickets were going to be made available. Earlier, Swifties hoping with all their might that the superstar will announce extra tickets on Thursday, similar to how Melbourne fans got the chance to buy last-minute tickets released by Ticketek last week. Frontier Touring had made the shock announcement the day before the first Eras Tour concert in Melbourne. It looks like history is repeating itself once more, with tickets on sale last minute for the Sydney shows at Accor Stadium. Some fans had been holding their breath hoping more tickets would be released ahead of Taylor Swift's first Sydney show. Earlier, one fan told NCA Newswire there were about 50 to 60 fans hoping to score tickets by lining up prematurely outside the Ticketek storefront in Penrith in the hopes of nabbing a new ticket before extra tickets were announced on Thursday. Neither Ticketek or Frontier Touring have announced extra tickets will be released at the time of publication. The sale for extra Melbourne tickets was first noticed by eagle-eyed fans who reported seeing something suspicious on the Ticketek website. It wasn't until 3 p.m. on February 15 that Frontier announced the fresh tickets were on sale. But for those still hoping they'll be lucky enough to score a ticket, the long wait times are expected to continue on Ticketek Marketplace, the only authorized resale platform available for Taylor Swift tickets in Australia. The last of the Aussie leg of the tour will run from February 23 to 26 before Taylor Swift jets to Singapore for her next round of concerts. Taylor Swift's private jet tracker claps back, saying he's done nothing unlawful. One college student has no problem sharing Taylor Swift's flight paths all too well. University of Central Florida student Jack Sweeney is pushing back on a cease and desist letter sent to him by Swift's attorney demanding he stop publicly posting the singer's flights on her jet. The 21-year-old ran the now-defunct Instagram page at Taylor Swift Jets, where he reported her flight activity using data from various sources of publicly available information. Swift's attorney, Katie Wright Moroney, sent multiple letters to Sweeney demanding that he stop tracking and publicly sharing her flight information. In a dismissive reply shared on X on Monday, Sweeney's attorney said the 22-year-old student and his company, GRNDCTRL, did nothing illegal. Sweeney captioned the post, "Look what you made me do," referencing the title track off Swift's 2017 Reputation album. He also shared the 2 letters sent to him by Swift's team. Put simply, there is nothing unlawful about Grindcle Central's use of publicly accessible information to track private jets, including those by public figures like Taylor Swift, wrote Sweeney's attorney, James Slater. Slater argued that Sweeney's speech is protected and did not violate any of Swift's legal rights. He added that GRNDCTRL has also reported flight history for Russian oligarchs and Elon Musk. Attorneys rejects claims he posed credible threat to Swift. Swift's attorneys argue that Sweeney's actions put the pop star at risk by providing up-to-date location information accessible to potential stalkers and would-be harassers. Slater rejected those claims by clarifying that Sweeney is using information that is already made publicly available. He added that the language in Moroney's letter defines a stalker as someone who poses a credible threat to a victim. Our clients have never made any threats against Ms. Swift and your letter does not suggest they have done so, Slater said. Further, your letter's tone is unfounded. How is Taylor Swift's jet being tracked? Sweeney has multiple social media accounts tracking aircrafts belonging to celebrities, billionaires and politicians, with some even analyzing the carbon footprint of the jet owner's trips. The information doesn't come from one source but rather uses data pieced together from a few different sources of publicly available information, such as registration information from the Federal Aviation Administration, and broadcast signals from the planes themselves. Those signals are known as Automatic Dependent Surveillance Broadcast, or ADSB, data.